Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Motspur Park for match 6 of the 2026 PFA pre-season campaign. The initiative by the PFA, launched ahead of the 2022-23 season, gives out-of-contract players a residential training base for fitness, strength and conditioning, mental wellbeing support, as well as competitive matches such as this contest today, as players look to impress and secure a club ahead of the new season. We have already welcomed the French Players Union, travelled to Barnet, Hednesford, Tranmere and West Bromwich Albion. But today we're back in the capital to take on Fulham under-21s in what promises to be another scintillating matchup. Yes, my name's Ian Waterhouse. I'll be guiding you through the action, but I've got a very special treat for you all today. I am delighted to say I'm joined by former Cambridge United, Hemel Hempstead, Chelmsford and Spalding striker Salim Akambi is with me. Salim, how nice is it to see you? Are you excited for this today?
Yeah, very much excited for this fixture. It'd be great to see, two teams go at it and give us another very exciting performance.
Well, we've seen some fantastic games so far. The PFA beat the French Players Union 2-1 in match 1. In match 2, it was a 3-1 victory away at Barnet, then a 2-2 draw away at Hednesford in match 3, a 3-0 defeat against Tranmere in match 4, and then last week we saw West Bromwich Albion 3, PFA 1. In fact, that was on Tuesday, wasn't it? Very much looking forward to this one as well, and we're going to get some special insight from you as well, aren't we, Salim? You've been to a couple of clubs now, haven't you? You've been in this situation before. What do you think is going through the players' minds here today? Because we are in week 5 and the season is getting close to starting, isn't it?
Yeah, I think ultimately these games are quite unique. Obviously, it's a pre-season game, so everyone, first and foremost, will be looking to get as much fitness out of it as possible. But equally, you've got a PFA 11, but each player is kind of playing somewhat for themselves because they need to try and secure a contract. That's ultimately the whole purpose of this camp. So each player will be looking to get out as much as they can for themselves individually, but then also, we often say that winning is a habit, and to get a result wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, it is actually back-to-back defeats for the PFA committee. Not that that really means anything, but there have been a number of success stories so far already this season. Shamel George, he started in week 1 for the PFA training camp. He's recently just joined Bromley. Harrison Mayle, of course, he's played in one of the matches so far. He's just joined Tranmere, as has Courtney Baker-Richardson, and Sam Waller has just joined Rochdale as well. So it is a really good place to showcase, isn't it, Salim, your abilities out there?
Yeah, definitely, and I think for a lot of these players as well, there would have been ongoing conversations, and within the industry we often refer to football as sliding doors environment, where one in, one out kind of thing, and you need to wait for your opportunities. So to have this accessible to the players is incredible, because it means that they've got an environment where they're able to train at the level they would be, or close to that they would be at a football club, and then when that opportunity knocks, they are then ready and prepared to go straight into a first team environment without the risk of injury or without the risk of being physically behind.
Can I just say how nice it is to have you alongside me as well? Normally I do these games by myself, although the live chat normally keeps me very entertained. As we say, we're live on the PFA YouTube channel, over on the X account as well. The live chat is open, so do get your comments coming in. If you've ever watched any of the games we've had so far, we do read them out. I can see already Finley Cairns has got in contact with us. He's looking forward to watching Scott Malone. He starts wearing the number 3, and Taylor Richards, who will be on in the second half for the PFA. So do light up that live chat. Myself and Salim can see the comments. We'll read them out. First question, very, very simple. Where are you watching from today? Are you at home? We want to know what city, what town, what village, what field, what country are you watching in? Let us know. Right, I've mentioned very briefly some of the team news. So let's have a quick look at the lineup, starting with the home side, Fulham under 21s. In fact, there we go. Look, we can show both on your screen for you. So number 1, your goalkeeper for Fulham is Marco Underwood. 2 is Marcus Gomez. 3 is Bradley Slade. 4 is Logan Cook. 5 is Archie Taylor. 6 is Mikel Obeng-John. 7 is Aidan Evans. 8 is Jaden Kwashi. 9 is trialist A. Proud day for the trialist family. 10 is Dan Casey. You've heard that before, haven't you? Yeah. 10 is Dan Casey. 11 is Aaron Lupalo. By for the PFA for the first half, there will be changes at the break, but your goalkeeper, in fact for both halves I can confirm, number 12 Corneo Boyce Clark. 2 is Tenai Watson. 16 is Elvis Boramono. 4 is Sam Hart. 3 is Scott Malone. 7 is Sam Morsey. 26 is Malik Cardigan. 8 is Fernando Forestieri. 23 is Billy Bowden. 11 is Carver Sell, and 10 is John Marquis. Any of those players catch your eye there? Who are you most looking forward to seeing today, Salim? Anybody you're looking at thinking, yeah, I want to keep a sharp eye on that?
I think probably like quite a few people, Sam Morsey, with the success that he had at Ipswich.
Absolutely,
Obviously one of the more high-profile players at the camp this season. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see what he brings to the park, and also I think selfishly as a player to kind of see the mentality, because it's very easy to come to these camps and for it to not be, let's say, a Premier League fixture or a championship fixture, and to not give it your all. So it'll be interesting to see how he applies himself today, particularly as he was former captain at Ipswich.
Yeah, he certainly was. 34-year-old Sam Morsey. He made 33 appearances in the Premier League for Ipswich that season. Of course, over 150 league appearances in total across his Ipswich career, won promotion to the Premier League. Former Middlesbrough and Wigan man as well. Salim, do you like quizzes, by the way? Because one thing I like to do during his commentaries is have a little bit of fun, and we've got some quizzes coming up here as well. Just a few more in the live chat coming up. Hayley is watching at home in Kettering. Great to have you along, Hayley. Bill Al says, who's playing for the PFA? I think you've just seen the lineups actually on your screen. It also says Kettering play. Any Kettering players here? I don't actually think we have any Kettering players in this one, so very much looking forward to this. As you can see, a nice little bit of sprinkling of water on the pitch just to get that ball running nicely. Perfect conditions here today in the capital. Glorious blue skies, sunshine. It's going to be hot out there, Salim.
Yes, it will definitely be a challenge for sure, but I think this is part of what's best about pre-season. It's very much a physical demand, and you've got to put yourself through your paces, but come the season, hopefully a lot of the work will have been done in the pre-season, and you'll be able to not maybe coast through, but you'll find it slightly easier, and you'll be able to adapt and cope a little bit better.
It should be actually quite a competitive game, this one. This is, as I say, match 6 for the PFA in this pre-season campaign. The Fulham under-21s have started their pre-season as well. Of course, they'll be playing in Premier League 2 again next season, and also the Premier League International Cup as well. They might even be in the National League Cup next season as well. They finished 4th in Premier League 2 last season. Very impressive campaign. Hayden Mullins, of course, the academy manager down at Fulham. And they've had a couple of games already. Gil Vicente, the under-23s, Fulham winning that one 5-2. Lapalo Bai scored a brace in that game. He starts today for Fulham under-21s. And they played Luton under-21s recently as well, a 2-2 draw. Logan Cook, who's in the starting lineup, he was on the score sheet that day as well. Bilal says, someone tell me who trialist A is. We don't know. We don't know who trialist A is, unfortunately. Woody has asked, is Reece Lovett here? No, he's not. The goalkeeper today for the PFA is Cornea Boyce-Clark. He's going to be playing all of the game according to our stats as well. There you go. You're looking at Scott Malone right now on your pitch. The 35-year-old left back, can play left midfield, most recently at Crawley. Was capped by England under 19s in his younger days. Also played for the likes of Cardiff, Huddersfield, Derby, Fulham as well. He's a former Fulham boy. He was here for the 2016-17 season, and Millwall as well. As you can see, just hugging some of the referees here. Almost time to get underway. 1 minute to go for match day 6 of the PFA pre-season camp, and it promises to be an absolute cracker. Salim, very much looking forward to this one. As you can see, the players going through the motions at the minute. Almost time to get going. Do you get nervous?
Well, look, there's a lot of experience in the field, so you'd hope that players wouldn't be so nervous, but equally there's a lot of things going through their mind, right? At the moment, technically they're unemployed, so it's important that they get closer to where they need to be. This is a step closer to them earning a contract. Whether that conversation has started or hasn't started yet, only they will know. But within themselves, they'll know how important it is to get the most out of today, just in terms of having a long-term view for their future.
Yes, there is Sam Morsey there, the number 7 for the PFA. More comments coming in. The Miller 66, our Rotherham fan, is back. Great to see you here. Carver Sell is back. Yes, he is. Conan, the WEJ, says, is that Connor Wickham? Connor Wickham is here. He'll be playing in the second half. He'll be wearing number 9 in the second half. Of course, the former Sunderland man, Connor Wickham, is here today wearing the number 23. Who you might think is Connor Wickham is Billy Bowden right now. Kai Vassell starts. He's wearing the number 11, the 33-year-old striker. Won the League 2 playoffs with Blackpool, most recently at Kilmarnock in the Scottish Premiership. Also played for the likes of Peterborough and Rotherham. And we are underway, first half. glorious conditions here at Motspur Park. What a wonderful venue this is. Although I believe we've had to change pitch just to keep the main pitch here at Motspur Park in good conditions. I think there might have been a little issue with a small patch of the grass. Here is Billy Bowden now, pushing it down to this right-hand side. Charging after it is Watson, squaring it nicely. We've seen a few energetic starts from the PFA this season. That's Sam Hart pushing it over onto the left side. He's down to play the full game, is Sam Hart. Ball into the box. Fulham just managing to keep it in. Very energetic start from the PFA this Salim.
Yes, a very energetic start. I think when you play against these 21 sides, you don't really want to let them get into the game because, as you'll know, this PFA team is composed of players from all over the place, so the chemistry won't be as strong as that of the Fulham side. So if you let them get into the game, it can turn into a game where you're constantly under the cosh and, you know, they're dominating you with possession, and it can become really difficult to get close to them. So it's really important that the PFA start this game fast and aggressive.
Watson with the throw to Morsey. I've covered Fulham quite a bit as well, actually. They made it to the top 16 in Premier League 2 last season, going to the end of season. I say playoffs, it's more of a knockouts where the team who finished first place 16th, second place 15th, so forth, so forth. Fulham finished in 4th place in Premier League 2 last season and took on West Ham. And actually commentated on that game. West Ham got through that tie. Fulham, of course, played in the Premier League International Cup last season as well. It's essentially the Champions League, really, of academy football. As the ball just runs out to play. They finished 5th in Group B. But how good is this for experience? They took on sides. They took on Valencia, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Juventus as well. Great experience, isn't it, for both sets of academy teams? Yeah,
definitely a great experience, and I think this will be very valuable for their development as well. This will be a different type of test against senior, experienced players that are hungry. I think this game as well in pre-season, typically pre-season can be quite passive, but when you're playing against players that are playing for something, i.e. a contract, it can add that little bit more competitiveness and a little bit more intensity, and that might be something that perhaps isn't so prominent in their 21's fixtures. So yeah, this is going to be an incredible test for them.
Well, ever since the PFA pre-season started in 22-23, there's been a lot of success. It's not just the players we mentioned this season. Remember Fabio Barini? He was part of it last season, signed, got his contract with Salford last season. John Swift, Carl Jenkinson, Dwight Gale have all featured before. Connor Wickham, who is here today, he'll be on in the second. He scored, actually. I did the game against Manchester United last season, pre-season for the PFA. He scored from the halfway line. It's not unusual for Connor Wickham. That was a spectacular goal.
Yeah, definitely. And it's nice as well to give these players the opportunity to, not play with any fear, because I feel like sometimes when you're playing within teams and obviously there's pressure on the games and whatnot, you can find yourself being confined to the regulations of a manager or systems or tactics, whereas here you can just express yourself completely. So it's nice to be able to see these players have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, PFA certainly expressing themselves in the early stages. It was a nice run by Watson down there on the right-hand side. It took a challenge from Bradley Slade to see the ball out of play. Here comes trialist A wearing the number 9. If we can find out who it is, we will let you know. As there's been Bilal wants to know in the comments who trialist A is for Fulham. It's unlikely we'll find out, but if we do, we'll let you know. Conan says, still love Wickham for single-handedly saving us from relegation back in 2014. Oh, I love stories like that. I really, really do. Here is Dan Casey wearing the 10 for Fulham. Midfielder, joined in 2024. He was part of the Arsenal Academy before joining Fulham. Still can't get over the wonderful conditions we've got here today. You've been to Motspur Park before, Salim.
I've been very fortunate to actually play there. As it came down to come off with the academy, there were quite a few tests against them, and some of the players like Fabio Carvalho played that day.
Yes.
Yeah, not doing too badly. So yeah, no, it's definitely incredible conditions, incredible facility to be able to play.
Right, live chat is lighting up here. This is what we love. Do keep your comments coming. As I said, we can see them. We will answer. Yeah, anybody's got a question for Salim as well, do pop it in that live chat. Haley wants to know who the Fulham goalkeeper is. It's Marco Underwood, the keeper who joined from Woking in 2024. 20-year-old, has loans at Leatherhead and Uxbridge in non-league football just to get a bit of first-team experience. G. Pooley says, what number is Elvis? I assume you mean the number 16, Elvis Buomono, playing for the PFA today. And here's an opportunity for trialist A for Fulham. Into the box, get the shot away. It is a good save by Kinnear. Boyce Clark just got his feet down quickly enough to stop the ball going into the back of the net.
Yeah, didn't quite connect with it, trialist A, but a good opportunity to open the scoring and a good save from the PFA goalkeeper.
Indeed, and here come the PFA now over on this left side. It is Sam Hart wearing the number 4. If you haven't already as well, we are, as I said, we're live on the PFA YouTube channel. We're also live on the X account. If there are goals, which we really hope there's going to be, they will be clicked and put directly onto the PFA Twitter account in Old Money, isn't it? So do make sure you follow that. Here as well, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of games coming up for you still for the PFA pre-season. In fact, on Tuesday, that's the 4th of August, this coming Tuesday, 1 o'clock kickoff, Coventry City under-21s. Yes, the Premier League new boys, the academy side will be taking on the PFA. Then a week today, Friday the 7th of August, QPR under-21s, 2 o'clock kickoff for that one against PFA. And then the competitive matches come to an end on Tuesday the 11th against Luton and Port Vale. There'll be 2 games going ahead if there's enough players, of course. Hopefully there won't be, actually, and they've all been signed up. That's what we want, isn't it?
Exactly. Hopefully there won't be, but you never know. As we were mentioning we'll see 30 odd players maybe today, but the waiting list is a lot greater than 30, and the PFA are doing an incredible job, but obviously they only have so much capacity. So they'll be looking to rotate these squads as much as possible to help as many people as possible within the football system.
Well, Fulham looking to break there on the right-hand side. The shot came in. Trialist A has looked bright so far already, the number 9. Just to touch on that, actually, Salim, whilst we're talking about it, and Boyce Clark has the ball for the PFA. 24 players featured in the game against West Brom on Tuesday. Slightly smaller squad here today. The likes of Boyce Clark are scheduled to play the entire game, as is Watson. There might be a few changes. Sam Hart, Morsey as well. Forestieri due to start in the second half. So it's not going to be a complete full 11 change. 22 it was, not 24, 22 on Tuesday. So plenty of changes on Tuesday, plenty of changes here this Friday as well. We'll keep you up to speed with everything. Woody wants to know, is Malik Cadogan playing? Yes, he's wearing the number 26 on the pitch right now for the PFA, so do keep your eyes peeled. Let us know, everybody, who you are most excited to see. Let us know who you support as well in that live chat. I wonder if, have we got many Fulham fans in? Love to hear from you. Get in contact with us. Let us know how you think you're going to get on the Fulham senior side this season as well. All change, isn't it, with Arbeloa in charge now. How do you think Fulham are going to crack on in the 26-27 season? Let us know. Free kick given there. That's Billy Bowden, who's gone down under the challenge. 34-year-old forward, most recently at Swindon Town. Actually 3 times promoted out of League 2, Billy Bowden, with Swindon Crew and Bristol Rovers. That's not a bad honours list to have, is it?
No, it's not a bad honours list at all. And these games, it's almost fascinating that players with such pedigree can almost end up here, but I guess that's the beauty of what the PFA are offering, that they're willing to put themselves through this pre-season schedule and get out of it what they need to do, what they need, so that they can continue their careers.
Excellent stuff. More comments coming in. Player Sport UK says, is Sam Morsey number 7? You're absolutely spot on. Yes, he is. Sam Morsey, the former Ipswich man. We've mentioned him a couple of times already on the pitch, wearing the number 7 for the PFA. Woody says Malik Cadogan played for Kidderminster Harriers, which is my club. Yeah, let us know who you're supporting. Love to hear from you. Do get in contact with us. Yes, he did play for I think he was on loan at Kidderminster Harriers, wasn't he? He also played for Swansea, most recently at Peterborough Sports. He's actually a Guyana international as well. Has 3 caps. And here's Bradley Slade with the ball, the number 3 for Fulham. Left back, or can play centre half as well. Signed his first pro contract with Fulham in 2024. Frankie, Fulham fan here. I'm number 6, turned 16 last month. Let me just see who that is. Yeah, Mikael Obang John. Yeah, 16-year-old. He's a central midfielder, can play right back as well. Already making his presence felt. Leak trialist name, please, lads. Frankie, we would, but we don't know. We generally don't know the name. If we find out, we'll let you know. How do you think he's done? I know it's still early stages, isn't it? We're into the 10th minute here at Motspur Park, but I think he's played pretty well. Jack says Fulham under-21 manager Hayden Mullins no longer. Oh, he's no longer in charge, is he? Oh, I didn't realise that. Thank you for that, Jack. He's just left to take over at League 2 Newport County. Thank you very much for that, Jack. I wasn't aware. There we go. That is trialist A, the number 9, passing the ball nicely to the number 8. He's trying to pick it up. The number 8 is Jaden Kwaji for Fulham. And now could be a counter-attack on here for the PFA over on this left-hand side. It's Kyle Vassell with the ball. He scored against the French Players Union in that 2-1 win in match day 1 of the PFA pre-season at Leicester City's training ground. It's there for that one as well. Here is Bowden looking to loop the ball into the box. It's headed away. And I think it's Lepalo by here, scored a brace the other day against Gil Vicente in that 5-2 win for Fulham under-21s against the Vicente under-23s. Now the ball's coming into the box. Oh, it's just been nipped away at the last moment. Vassell trying to push the ball through nicely. Can get the shot away. Working into the box, it's Forestieri. His former Sheffield Wednesday man. He's gone down. Referee says no. And we carry on. Just watching makings of that, Salim.
Yeah, I think he's just turned down the opportunity to shoot there. He's had one positive body feint and probably needs to pull the trigger, but you know, he hasn't done so, and then he's just lost the opportunity. But it's been good play from the PFA. Just briefly impressed with Charles A again for Fulham, just some moments before where showed good hold-up play and good link-up play as well. So yeah, it's looking like it's a very interesting game at the moment.
It certainly is. Right, Woody wants to know who we support. So Salim, take it away. Who's your team?
My team is Chelsea.
Chelsea and Cambridge United. You're a Cambridge United fan as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
My teams. If we've got, has everybody got 2 teams? By the way, I am actually a Leeds fan, but I'm also a Boreham Wood fan as well. I do a lot of work at Boreham Wood in the National League, so I've got a very soft spot for Boreham Wood. So here we go. We're into the 12th minute here. A wonderful Hotspur Park. As we mentioned about how nice it is here as well. In fact, I tell you, I believe that the BBC used to have, this used to be their sports ground here as well. It has featured in, as the ball comes in low from Kyle Vassell. He's looked bright over on that left-hand side. A YouTube 3HI says up the Cambridge. Salim, looks like you've got a friend in the chat now. And because you played for Cambridge United, didn't you?
Yeah, came through the academy, signed a 2-year pro, and unfortunately ruptured my ACL at the end of my first year. So I spent the whole of my second year recovering from that. And then, funnily enough, attended this camp after leaving Cambridge. So I do have first-hand experience from being part of this program.
Talk to us about, whilst PFA just moving the ball across the back line, tell us about that experience of the training camp. How often did you train? It's at Shatley Springs, isn't it? So what was the setup like on a day-by-day basis? Talk us through a standard 7 days from Monday through to the Sunday.
Ooh, okay, so arrival would be on Monday. You'd come in for around midday-ish. You'd have some lunch. They would take measurements in terms of like height, weight, and also physical testing, so strength profiling, which is something that's really important for clubs to see, so that they've got a baseline when you then go into the clubs. It also helps them track the progression, the physical development progression of the players over the course of their tenure with the PFA. And then after lunch and testing, you'll have an afternoon session, which will be like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And then after that, you do a recovery session, and then you'll have downtime, and that'll be at the end of day 1.
Nice.
On Tuesday, they typically have, this is in the early parts of pre-season, so sometimes they change it as it gets further in, but in the early parts, they'll have double session on a Tuesday. So you'll train in the morning, and that will be quite intensive. A lot of running, a lot of high volume distance, trying to prime the hamstrings, that kind of thing. And then you'll have lunch, and then you'll have maybe like another half an hour, 45 minutes. You'll do prehab, activation, and then you'll come out for your second session, which will be more technical focused. And then after that, you'll have a recovery session, and that might be either in the pool or in the gym. And then again, you'll have downtime available to yourselves after, and that'll be on day 2.
So sorry, we'll come back to that very shortly, because the PFA threatening the goal here. Here is Vassell once again, nicks it away. I think it's gone out for a goal kick. Yes, Salim, sorry, do carry on, because this is fascinating.
Yeah, so day 3, again, kind of similar to day 2. You might have double session. So in the morning, similar setup. Train in the morning, will be quite intensive again. Quite extensive in terms of high volume, sprint meters, total volume distance, that kind of thing. And then you'll have lunch, and then after lunch you'll come out again for a second session. That'll be more technical focused, but it'll be slightly lighter than what the Tuesday is, because typically they'll have an internal fixture on a Thursday. Now they've now progressed this since, because they've been able to secure friendlies like these, so these now take the place of I'm assuming those internal fixtures.
So you didn't, you were there before 22, 23?
So I was there 2 cohorts ago. So I was there with Carl Jenkinson, Dwight Gale. So it was quite early. So it was around week 5 that we managed to start getting fixtures like these. But obviously last year and this year they've managed to do it from week 1, week 2, which has been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been really
So it's
good.
very full on then, isn't it? I mean, what a great initiative by the PFA, isn't it?
Yeah, it's extremely intense. The idea is to get pretty much what you would get in a week at a professional setup, condensed into 4 days. Obviously, you've got to bear in mind that you're staying at Champneys, and Champneys is amazing.
So you are staying there then? You are actually on site for the full time?
The majority of players are, yes. But obviously, you'll have a few of the senior lads that they might have families, or at the time we had 1 or 2 lads that had relatively newborn, so they had to keep commuting back and forth because of their family circumstances. But you do have the opportunity to stay at the Champneys, which is amazing.
Wow, fantastic stuff. Great insights, Lynn. I really appreciate that. We'll carry on picking your brain throughout the course of this game, no doubt. Woody, going back to Kiddie Harriers, will be playing Boreham Wood next year. Conceding going up, yeah, they will be. In fact, I'll be on commentary for the Boreham Wood Kidderminster Harriers game as well. So, Woody, if you're going to tune into that one, or if you're coming to Boreham Wood, then it'd be great to say hello. Well, it has been an energetic start. It's been a good start. So far, there have been goals in every single game. The PFA have failed to score in 1 so far. That was away at Tranmere. A 2-1 victory over French Players Union, a 3-1 victory over Barnet, a 2-2 draw against Hensford, a 3-0 defeat, as I mentioned, against Tranmere, and that 3-1 defeat on Tuesday against West Bromwich Albion. Under 21s. Goals galore so far, so we are expecting the net to bulge at some point in this game. But I'd have to say, on the balance of play in the early stages, it has the PFA have had the better of it. Salim, would you go along with that?
Yeah, they've definitely had the better of it, but I think they've also shown some susceptibility at times. I'll keep coming back to Trialist A. I promise I'm not his agent. I'm not trying to sell him.
Can you tell us who he is then?
I'm not trying to sell him, but he's impressed me. Obviously, he's had the early opportunity to score, hasn't quite managed to convert, and is showing good flashes of link play, which has been great to see. So I'd say it's been 0-0 is a fair result at the moment.
Now, talking of the PFA, the great work that they do, something new for 2026 as well as the WSL and WSL 2 camp as well. There's not competitive games yet, as I'll tell you what, Boyce Clark doing really well to hold on to the ball and just shuffle it out, because Fulham are pressing hard in the final third here. But yeah, great credit to the PFA. More important work being done now with WSL and WSL 2 training camp. As I said, there's no friendlies as of yet, but this has been a bit of a trial, and from what I can see anyway, it's been a huge success.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's I've been fortunate to be in some of those meetings, and it's something that is extremely important and should have been done a long time ago. So it's nice to see that the PFA are obviously acting in the interest of the players, both in the male game and the female game as well.
Right, somebody who is here today at Motspur Park, and he was doing a bit of warming up earlier with the PFA, is Asmir Begovic. All right, I'm sure it's a name we all know, of course. Yeah. And I have our first quiz question, everybody. So I want to know from you all, 6 goalkeepers have scored in the Premier League. Asmir Begovic is one, of course. That's the link. That's the reason why we have this question. Can you tell me the other 5 as the ball comes in from the PFA? And it's pushed over onto the right-hand side. Loop back into the box. Not a bad effort. Comfortably headed away by Fulham. But it is going to fall straight back to Sam Morsey. Forced to go backwards here. Gives it to the number 16, which is Elvis Guamono. So, yes, 6 goalkeepers in total have scored in the Premier League. Who are they? Asmir Begovic is one. Who are the other 5? Start putting the answers in that live chat here on YouTube. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button and subscribe button as well here at the PFA. More games coming up. Next one on Tuesday against Coventry City under-21s. I can see some comments coming in already. Zach McLeod says Schmeichel, absolutely yes. Peter Schmeichel, that is as well, not Casper. So Peter Schmeichel, YouTube 3HI and Reflect says Alisson. That is both correct as well. So far we have Schmeichel, Alisson and Begovic. There's 3 more goalkeepers who have scored in the Premier League. Who are they? The reason for the question is Asmir Begovic is here today at Motspur Park. Tim Howard is absolutely correct as well. So we're looking for 2 more. No Googling, by the way, everybody. No cheating. Well, you can actually. It's just for fun. Nobody wins anything. So, yeah, do what you want. If you want to Google it, go ahead. Do you know the answer to that, Salim?
I don't. I would have said Schmeichel.
Schmeichel is correct. Yeah. Don't ask me the year, but here is Lupalo Bai over on this left side. Delivers a low ball into the box. It's hooked away. It's a throw for Fulham on the left side. 21 minutes played here.
Only because I remember the iconic clip of David Beckham talking about how Schmeichel would batter the forwards if they're not warming up the keepers properly.
Yes, absolutely. I can well imagine that. Mick of Morden says Paul Robinson. That is correct. Mick, congratulations. That's another one. So we have got Begovic, Schmeichel, Alisson, Howard, Robinson. 1 more to go. Conan was going to say Mark Poom. Remember him? But I think that was the old First Division banger header. Of course, Mark Poom, he was Derby County, wasn't he? Mark Poom, I remember him. Indeed. Here is Obeng John, the 16-year-old for Fulham, looking to make a big impression. And Jaden Kwashi wearing the number 8. And ball over to them. What a lovely ball that was. Here is Bradley Slade launching one into the box. Kwashi's going to get there first. Can he keep it in? He does under heavy pressure. And it is a throw for Fulham. Zach McLeod says Phil Jagielka played a few times in goal. Count that. I like it, Zach, but no. Maybe we could say 7 then. We'll give you that one and say 7. Not officially a goalkeeper though, Phil Jagielka.
You have to put Harry Kane in that as well then, won't you? He scored a few.
Mick, we've had Alisson, but yeah, absolutely correct. Alisson is one of our goalkeepers. 6 goalkeepers have scored in the Premier League era. Who are they? And Brad Friedel is the last one. Absolutely correct. Yes, well done. So Brad Friedel is correct. Peter Schmeichel, Brad Friedel, Paul Robinson, Tim Howard, Asmir Begovic, who is here today. He was warming up with the PFA earlier and not due to play, I don't think. And Alisson as well. Seaborn Gold says, I remember Tim Howard scoring. Yeah, let us know your memories as well. Best goal you've ever seen. Pop it in that live chat. Like I said, we can see them. Here's Sam Morsey whipping the ball back. And I'll tell you something, Mikel Obeng John, the 16-year-old for Fulham, he is absolutely everywhere, isn't he? Winning the ball back fairly as well. Dinks one over into the box. It's headed away by Buemano, number 16 for the PFA. I hope I'm saying that right as well, by the way. Elvis Mbuamo. He's a 27-year-old fullback, most recently at Aberdeen. Uganda international as well with 14 caps. Over 100 league appearances for Southend United as well. And halfway through the first half, what have you made of it so far, Salim? Who's impressed you the most, other than trialist A wearing a number 9 for Fulham? Who's impressed you the most for the PFA?
I think Carvacel's showing flashes. It's been good. He's got himself into the box. Obviously, he's had a few attempts blocked. Sam Morsey's dictated quite nicely as well. So I'd probably say those 2 at the moment.
Fulham just look like they've grown into this a little bit more now over the last sort of 5-6 minutes. They're just starting to get a bit more of a measure of the game.
Yeah, and that's expected as well. Like I said earlier, you've got a team of players that have actually played together, they train together, they understand the chemistry, they'll have patterns of play and routines that they'll work on. For the PFA 11, for the majority of them, this is about getting as much of an exercise as possible, with it being football specific against a decent opposition. So they're coming in at slightly different levels and angles, but a good test nonetheless.
Zach has given us a fun fact about goalkeeper scoring. Sene Lamans, the Manchester United goalkeeper, scored a last-minute equaliser versus Real Madrid in the Youth Cup for Club Brugge. How cool is that?
Didn't know that.
Here come Fulham into the box, low again, just unable to get that killer touch in the final third. The 2-8s battling here, going toe-to-toe. That's Fernando Forestieri, terrorised defenders whilst he was in an Owl shirt as well. Did Fernando Forestieri. Also played at Watford, of course. Played for Italy under 21s. Had a spell at Udinese as well.
You're not going to remake that iconic Watford commentary, are you? With Forestieri?
No.
Let's see if we get a chance.
You can if you want.
I won't attempt it. I'll leave it. It's gold. It's gold. I'll leave it.
I've just seen actually in the comment section Elvis Boramono wearing the number 16 for PFA. He was on trial at Cambridge a few weeks ago. Your neck of the woods there, Salim.
Yeah, do you know what? I've actually not been fortunate enough to watch any of the pre-season fixtures recently, so I'm not quite up to date as such with who's there and who isn't there at the moment.
It's worth noting as well, a lot of these players for the PFA, we talk about them getting contracts and trying to impress. They are, of course, trying to do it. Some of them will have contract offers on the table. It might not be the right deal at the moment for them, or that they might just be, it might be a logistics thing, it might be location. So it is worth noting some of the players will have offers on the table that they're carrying on with the PFA just whilst they work out and maybe just see what's right for them.
Yeah, I always say it's never because they're not good enough. A lot of them, you know, like we could list a handful of players now that have got at least 200 senior appearances. That's not by accident. You know, you get picked 200 times to play at professional level. It doesn't happen by accident. So they definitely have the ability and they definitely have the pedigree. Like you alluded to, it might just be contract negotiations. It might be a timing thing. It might be even clubs waiting for funding to be released to be able to sign them and what they're asking for. There's a multitude of factors that goes into why they're not finding themselves here at the moment.
Absolutely, we saw Harrison nailed him. Can I just say, actually, what a run that was. Nice bit of skill by the number 5 for Fulham. That's Archie Taylor just darting through, and Fulham holding on to the ball very well at the minute. Pierce is number 8 and 3 with Fulham both looking good. Yeah, 3 is Bradley Slade, 8 is Jaden Kwashi doing very well indeed. Archie Taylor with a lovely little run through. Here's Mikel Obeng-John, who I think's had a very good game as well. The number 6 for Fulham, just turned 16 years of age. Quite remarkable indeed. Do keep those comments coming in. Remember, we can see them in the live chat here on the PFA YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to watch more PFA action, you can. At Coventry City under 21s on Tuesday. That, I think, is a, let me just double check, I think it's a 1 o'clock kickoff for that one, so it'd be great to have you along. So here we are, we're just moving into the 28th minute. Neil Boyce Clark, the goalkeeper for the PFA here today. We said Fulham under 21s had a very good season last season, finished 4th in Premier League 2. If you're unfamiliar with Premier League 2, it's the top flight of academy football. Must have a Category 1 academy in order for your club to take part in Premier League 2. There is one League 1 club who has a Category 1 academy. Do you know who it is, Salim? This isn't one of my official quizzes. I've just decided to chuck it in there.
Huddersfield.
It's not Huddersfield, no. One League 1 club has a Category 1 academy, therefore plays in Premier League 2, or their under 21s play in Premier League 2. Does anybody know who it is in the live chat? I'll give the answer quickly.
Oh, I do.
Go on then.
Leicester.
No. Oh, hang on. Is it? No, it's not Leicester.
They would though, I think.
Yeah, they might be 2 now then. It might be, there's another one. There's another one, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. There's 2 now. Yeah, Zach, you're right. And Salim, you're absolutely spot on. So I forgot that we're not in last season.
Yeah.
Shall I tell everybody? Yeah. I'll give you a clue.
Go on.
Nickname, the Royals. Based in Berkshire. Come on, everybody. That live chat is about to light up. I know it is. Former Premier League side, of course. Once managed by the likes of Steve Coppell. Associated players, the likes of Adam Lefebvre. Kevin Doyle played for them as well. Here's Bradley Slade now for Fulham. Ball into the box from Lepoli Bay. Going to run all the way through to Aidan Evans, who hooks it back into the danger zone. Billy Bowden does well to get his head down, and absolutely correct. Oscar, you're right. Nick of Morden, you're absolutely correct. It is Reading. Reading, of course, yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, 29 teams have a Category 1 academy, therefore playing Premier League 2. You don't play each other team, don't play the sides. What am I trying to say? You don't play each side twice. You play 20 games in the league campaign in total. So you just play 20 Premier League 2 fixtures. Top 16 then qualify for the end of season knockout, so first plays 16th, second plays 15th, so 4th. Looks like having a little bit of a drinks break here. Most of the Fulham under-21 first team is away with the first team. That's absolutely correct, RH. Yes, they are currently away on a pre-season tour at the minute. In fact, they've got a few games coming up of Fulham pre-season. They've got to SC Firenze on Saturday. In fact, tomorrow, goodness me, is it the 31st of July already? We'll have a look at some of the highlights. That was trialist A with an opportunity, but Boyce Clark getting down well to save with his legs. Then it's Crystal Palace for Fulham pre-season on the 7th of August. Then Stuttgart at home up at the Cottage on the 15th. That'd be a good game, wouldn't it? Against Stuttgart on the 15th of August. Any Fulham fans fancy that one? Then the season begins, and it starts at home on the 24th of August in the Premier League against your lot, Chelsea. That'll be a good game. You going to go to that one? You fancy that?
I'm available. Try to get there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then it's away against Sunderland for Fulham senior side on the 30th of August, and then Crystal Palace at home on the 5th of September.
And that's the part of the beauty of pre-season as well. You see games like Fulham, Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Games that you probably
it's great, isn't it?
wouldn't see.
Yeah.
Remember seeing the photo of Ronaldo at Bournemouth. Interesting matchups.
So Oscar has asked, what do you have to do to qualify for Category 1 Academy? Zach, you're pretty much correct here. It's mostly based on facilities, coaching level, finances, investor, etc. I believe that is absolutely correct. There is a checkpoint, a checklist essentially. It is criteria, and it does come down to facilities. Fulham, of course, at Motspur Park. It's down to like number of pitches you've got. It actually comes down to the surface of the pitch as well. I know Fulham's main pitch, so it's a hybrid. It is, I think it's like 30% grass, and then it's like 70% like synthetic.
Yeah, I think you have to have a dome. Obviously, you have to have multiple pitches, and you've also got to provide your own education system. So, like all of these players, particularly obviously the younger ones that are in, let's say, secondary school age, for instance, they will all have their education done together within the classroom with a private tutor that comes in and delivers that internally rather than them going to, let's say, a public school.
Absolutely. In fact, it was Brighton and Hove Albion who overall won Premier League 2 last season after the league campaign ended. Then it went to the knockouts. It was Brighton beating Manchester United in the final. So I did the Brighton West Ham game. Of course, Brighton beat West Ham in that one. And here come the PFA. Once again, low ball into the box. It's saved well by Underwood. Just manages to prevent it from nestling in the back of the net. FTFC Joshua says, when does Premier League 2 season start? We don't actually have the fixtures yet, but it's usually a week or so after Premier League starts. So I imagine we're probably looking last week of August, maybe first week of September for Premier League 2 season to start. Keep you up to speed with all of that as well.
Carvacell there just showing a change of pace, getting into the box again, and a low driven drive.
He's looked good, isn't he, Carvacell, in this game? He's caused all sorts of problems over on that left side. Said on the League 2 playoffs during his time at Blackpool. We are into the 33rd minute here at Motspur Park. The last gas change of pitch here, which is why we don't have the stand behind that you can normally see, can't you? The old buildings here at Motspur Park, absolutely lovely. Right, David Fence wants to know, how's Sam Morsey doing? You've been impressed with him, Salim, haven't you?
Yeah, I think he's been very positive. He's dictated the play quite well, and I think he's managed himself quite well because, as much as everyone's trying to get the most out of it that they can, you also need to look after yourself, right? Because the last thing you want to do is pick up an injury in this game or go flying into challenges that you don't necessarily need to be in. So it's been a very senior and professional performance from him so far.
Here's Watson with the throw for the PFA there in the number 2. Made over 150 League 1 appearances for MK Dons. Can also list Charlton and most recently Barnsley as his clubs. 29-year-old. He's going to have another opportunity here. PFA very happy with the challenge, and now it's Fulham's opportunity to break away with Dan Casey. PFA gain possession back once again. Just over 10 to go to the break here. Still 0-0. It's been unusual this. We've seen goals in the opening 45 minutes in all of the games so far. Maybe this might break the mould. Headed down by Archie Taylor, who went on that wonderful run we saw not so long ago. The centre-back was still part of Fulham under-18s, stepping into the under-21s for this game.
Yeah, the 21s category is always really interesting because, you know, some teams have 21-year-olds, or you can even have a few older players playing in the 21s, but some teams bump everyone up, and the 21s might be like the best under 16s, the best under 18s, and then a handful of 19, 20-year-olds that are waiting to go out on loan. So as much as this is an exercise for the PFA, it's also an exercise for these players to show that they've got what it takes to step into a men's environment, because ultimately that's where they're going to be judged.
Well, I did a lot of work with West Ham last season, the under-18s and the under-21s, and I recently did their senior side games against Southend and Stevenage pre-season, and it was a lot of the under-21s. I say under-21s, stepping up into the senior team now for West Ham. So it really is a joy to see, and then, in a couple of years we'll start to notice these players making waves, hopefully in the Premier League as well. So it's a proving ground for both the PFA and the Fulham players here today. Great opportunity to be seen. Pulled back into the box. That's Vassell, isn't it? He has been absolutely everywhere. Here's John Marquis. He's scored 3 goals so far, Marquis, in pre-season. 2 against Barnet and 1 against Hensford. Logan Cook did well to pick up the ball. Here's Casey once again for Fulham. Gets a shot away, just wide of the post. Not a bad effort from the Fulham number 10, Dan Casey.
Yeah, it's a great effort. Didn't quite get the shape on it that he was looking for. Ball was always travelling. You could see what he was trying to do going for that far post. It's a great effort.
As Zach says, can't see the full pitch, but doesn't seem to be too many in attendance. Do many teams send scouts to all games or rely on video maybe instead? A mixture of both, actually, Zach. There are a few people down. You won't be able to see them. They're closer to our camera position here. We've got a bit of height. Because at Fulham, it's not open to the public. It is behind closed doors game, but a number of scouts can register and can come down if they want to. Once they prove their credentials, they're allowed to come down and watch the game if they so wish. I've done a few of these. The Hensford game actually was a cracking attendance for that one. That was open to the public, that one. It was an evening game. So it was so great to see, and it was played at Keys Park as well, their main stadium. So that was great to see a lot of people down. I did the game up at Leicester City's training ground against the French Players Union. I'll tell you who was playing in that one. Paul Pogba's brother, Florentine, was playing in that one. The shot come in there. That was Lapolo by. Good shot from him, wearing the number 11. He's had a bit of experience at men's senior football. Loan spells at Dagenham, Redbridge and Walsall, so capped by England at under-18s. Certainly a player for the future. Woody says, sorry, Salim, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it can be difficult to get to these games sometimes at the Cat 1 clubs because you require accreditation to get in. And even, let's say, like some of the players' families probably won't be able to go and watch. So that's probably why attendance looks a little bit low, but there'll be a lot of notable figures within the attendance, people that have got connections within the football industry that are looking to get these players over to clubs or help them on their journeys.
Yeah, absolutely. The West Brom game we did the other day, actually, we had quite a number of first teamers just on the sidelines watching. Alex Mowat was there just keeping an eye on things. It was really good to see.
And these games are so powerful as well. I think it just shows, at the end of the day, it's a number of guys playing football together, and from my experience in the camp, there was so much help and support offered by players within the camp to other players. So I managed to get opportunities to go on trial at clubs that were referred to by players that I was playing with. So if someone catches the eye, perhaps today even in the Fulham side, and you've got senior players in there where they've got contacts with managers that they've played with before. It might be a recommendation for them, and it might give them an opportunity to go out on loan. So you just never know what can come of these types of games.
So Salim, where are you at the minute? I know you've unfortunately still only young, still only 22, aren't you? Still a young man, but you're at Spalding at the minute.
Yeah.
Is that correct? But you're recovering from injury at the minute.
Yeah, so obviously I had the ACL injury at Cambridge, and then left at the end of my contract, and then dropped into non-league, trying to rebuild my way, back to the EFL and hopefully beyond that. But yeah, I enjoyed a good season last year with Bishop Stortford, and then moved to Spalding, I think around February. and was very fortunate to be part of a promotion-winning side. So
Congratulations.
thank you. We're looking forward to an exciting season in the Conference North.
Oh, excellent. I tell you what, I do a lot of work in the as I mentioned before, the National League North and South. Very competitive divisions. You probably know Cambridge United, of course, are league teams. You've got that Football League experience. Yeah. But down in the National League North and South, the level of professionalism over the last decade has shot through the roof, hasn't it? It is remarkable, the standard of football in Step 1 and Step 2 of non-league now.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because, you know, we're talking about like PL2, for instance, these boys having the opportunity to play against the best of the best in the country. For EFL clubs, typically we don't have that kind of system. So at Cambridge United, we didn't have a 21s team. So what you do is you go on loan. And when you go into, let's say, Step 2, Step 1, even Step 3 sometimes, or Step 4, you'll find a lot of other players from EFL teams or that have been part of EFL setups applying their trade for whatever reason at that level, whether they're coming towards the end of their career or whether they're looking to, you know, ignite their career. So it's a level that, you know, can't be underestimated because the talent that's visible there, the talent that's prevalent there is immense. And I mean, all you need to do is look at a few clubs in their recruitment, even this summer, that have signed players from, you know, Step 2, Step 3, Step 1. It just shows that there is real value. Look at Kyrie Lisby and Cairo Lisby recently, right? They've signed for, I think, Championship and League One teams respectively, and Kyrie, I think it was, came through at Cray Valley, to Step 5. So he's just signed for Millwall in the Championship. So it shows you that there is a proven path there and opportunity for those that want to go and take it.
Here, we've got a free kick now for the PFA. I want to ask you another question in a minute. Let's just get through this free kick first of all. Brand says, who's on commentary? It's Salima Canby is with us, and we had a better for it as well. Fernando Forestieri puts the ball down. Of course, former Cambridge United, Hemel Hempstead, Bishop Stortford, he said, current Spalding striker, is with us today, and it's such a nice treat to have you along. Normally I do these by myself, and the live chat is brilliant. Everybody watching really keeps me entertained and engaged, but it's so much nicer having you with us as well, and nicer for everybody in that live chat.
It's a pleasure to be here and to watch this game.
So here we go, free kick for the PFA's diving. It's just gone wide. It's a wonderful effort, and the goalkeeper Marco Underwood between the sticks for Fulham, reaching for it. Fernando Forestieri just rolling back a few years there, although he's still got plenty in the tank, hasn't he? Forestieri, still only 36 years of age, got a lot to offer. Most recently at AEL Limassol in Cyprus, as I mentioned before. I'm sure most people remember from his time at Sheffield Wednesday, Watford as well, had a stint at Udinese. Right, Mr. Life is back, who was with us for the West Brom game on Tuesday. Great to have you along. Says the English non-league system is the strongest non-league in the world. Can't argue against that, really. As I said, you mentioned Step 3, you know, the Southern Prem, the Northern Prem, the Isthmian Prem. There's some big teams playing in that. So one coming through the pyramid at the minute, Farnham Town, I know very well. They are flying at the minute. In fact, I did their playoff final victory against Gloucester City the other day, about a month and a half ago now.
Yeah, and I think with the rise of social media as well, like people local to these clubs are getting behind the clubs, and they're buying into it. And I mean, I was shocked when I first went on loan. I think my first loan was to St Neots in Step 4 from Cambridge at 17 years old or 18 years old, and we still had like 400, 500 people pull up. Yeah. And I was surprised by it. And then you go to Step 2 and you play in some grounds and they've got 2,000, 3,000. Yeah. We had 3,000 to play a final. You know, you go to Southend, they have an average, I think, last season of 7,500 in the National League.
That is higher. To put that into context for you, the average attendance in League 2 last season was 5,500. Southend in the 5th tier of English football, we're getting 2,000 more than the average attendance in League 2. Quite remarkable.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. So it just shows you that there is opportunity elsewhere. And, you know, I think historically or previously, people would always say, oh, you need to come through an academy. But these days, talent can be found anywhere. And it just shows that there is the opportunity to make that progression for those that do want to, you know, do so.
Right, so we are approaching half time here. Kevin Foley has asked, can we run through the PFA lineup, please? Yes, of course we can, Kevin. It's going to change a little bit in the second half, but the first half, starting 11, number 12 is Kinnear Boyce Clark, your goalkeeper. 2 is Tenno Watson. 16, Elvis Buemano. 4 is Sam Hart. 3 is Scott Malone. 7, Sam Morsey. 26 is Malik Cadogan. 8 is Fernando Forestieri. 23, Billy Bodin. 11, Carl Vassell. And 10, John Marquis. That's how they lined up. Fulham, if we've got any Fulham fans interested, goalkeeper Marco Underwood. 2 is Marcus Gomez. 3, Bradley Slade. 4, Logan Cook. 5, Archie Taylor. 6, Miguel Obeng John. 7 is Aidan Evans. 8 is Jaden Kwashi. 9 is trialist A, who's impressed, it has to be said. 10 is Dan Casey. And 11, Aaron Lepolo By. There's going to be a few changes in the second half for the PFA. Just let you know who you can look out for, who's different. Jabril Okadina is going to be coming on. Joshua Manuel is going to be playing. Taylor Richards will be coming on. Sekou Jenna will be on. Olamide Shodipo will be coming on. And Connor Wickham as well for the PFA in the second half. Mr. Life says one of the best examples of non-league players going to Premier League is Jamie Vardy. Absolutely, yeah. Great example. Ball comes into the box for the PFA. Is there a slight change to the scoreline? No, there isn't. The 45 minutes are up. We do have Jaden Kwashi down on the ground at the minute. He's had a good game, the number 8 box-to-box midfielder for Fulham. Played for Granada under-20s. Was actually Fulham's 2024-25 Scholar of the Year. So let's hope this is nothing serious and he can get back playing quickly. We are almost at half-time. What have you made of it, everybody? Let us know in that live chat if you enjoyed the opening 45 minutes. Another look at Forestieri's free kick here. Possibly the best opportunity in the game for the PFA. Trialist A, probably with the best overall opportunity early on in the first half for Fulham. Couldn't quite get enough sting on his shot away, and Boyce Clark made the save with his legs.
Dan Casey as well, just firing wide.
Great, yes, well remembered. Yeah, number 10, Dan Casey, with a good effort, did just go wide. And is that half-time? The players are all high-fiving each other, and I think the referee might have called, because here comes Boyce Clark. I didn't actually hear the whistle. If anybody in the live chat did hear that whistle, let us know. But it looks like the players are making their way off the pitch, and half-time is here whilst they get Jaden Kwashi hopefully back on. And yeah, we've got the training cone set up now. So half-time here. 0-0 at the break between Fulham under-21s and the PFA squad. Do let us know your thoughts on that first half, everybody, in that live chat. Thanks for taking part in our quizzes as well. More coming up in the second half. What a treat it is to have Salim Akambi with us as well. You're sticking around with us too for the second half, aren't you, Salim? Don't go anywhere. I can't do it without you. Don't leave me, please. We're going to go get ourselves we might go get ourselves a half-time orange, maybe a cup of tea. Maybe it's a bit hot actually for a Bovril, isn't it? We'll go. Maybe we'll go get a glass of water. We'll come back for the second half here at the break. It's Fulham 0, PFA squad 0. Don't go far. Well, welcome back. Second half about to get underway here. We do have changes for the PFA to let you know about. So your second half PFA squad will line up like this. Still in goal, number 12, Konia Boyce Clark, the Jamaica international. 2 is Tano Watson, stays on the pitch. 18 is Jubril Okadina. 21 is Josh Emmanuel. 4 is Sam Hart, he stays on, as does number 7, Sam Morsey. Number 19 is Taylor Richards. 8, Fernando Forestieri, he stays on the pitch. 22 is Seiko Jenner. 20 is Olamide Shodibipo. And number 9 is Connor Wickham. There he is, looking ready to get going. I thought I saw a change for Fulham as well. We haven't got official confirmation of that, but I thought I saw Seth Chingwaro come onto the pitch, the number 14. So we're back underway. Great to have you all along. Remember, the live chat still open on the PFA YouTube channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. More games coming up for you. Next one on Tuesday against Coventry City under-21s. 1 o'clock kickoff for that one. And I'm delighted to say, still with us, we haven't scared him off from the first half, is Salim Kimbo. Great to have you along with us. Salim, thank you so much for joining us for this second half. And we've seen some interesting comments, haven't we, in that live chat. People asking about Premier League 2. What level do you think it is? League 1 or 2 or more like National League? What's your thoughts on it, Salim?
I think, first of all, it's a really interesting question. It's difficult to say because it varies person to person, so it's a very opinionated subject. But if I was to speak from the perspective of like senior managers at senior level, whether it's professional, whether it's semi-professional, they'll always tell you get out and play senior football as soon as possible. Like they don't believe. Obviously, academy football is great for nurturing and for development, but they don't believe it reflects the true intensity and also the reality of senior football, where there's points on the line. You know, people are playing for their livelihoods. There's that added pressure. So in terms of like where does PL2 fare? Well, a lot of people that have played both will tell you that it's quite passive compared to like stepping into, let's say, even step 2 or step 3.
Yeah.
But the football is quite particular, so it's no surprise today that we're seeing Fulham play quite a possession-based game. You know, that's what we expect to see from Cat 1 academies, but that's just typical of Cat 1 academies, right? Whereas when you go to non-league, step 2, step 3, step 1, you'll see more direct football that reflects the likes of League 2, League 1, and even some in the Championship. So it's a subject that's it's not easy to answer because everyone kind of has a different opinion on it, but undeniably there's value in both, but ultimately I think the greatest value is in that senior football exposure.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give my, and that's a great answer to it, I'll give my 2 pence worth in a minute if you like. But PFA looking bright again at the start of this second half. We saw our first bit of action there from Shodipo as well, the 29-year-old winger, former Republic of Ireland under-21 and under-19 international as well. Most recently playing his football in Portugal. There is Sam Morsey back with the ball. Now, my thought on this is I do a lot of work in the National League Cup. I coach his National League sides up against Premier League 2 sides. And the season just gone, Boreham Wood won it. They beat West Ham under-21s in the final. Season before that, Leeds United under-21s were the winner. Now, I'm not convinced that there's much of a difference between the 12 bottom sides in League 2 and the top 12 in the National League. No side ever promoted, I should say, from the National League since promotion became a thing out of England's 5th tier, automatic promotion, I should say. And the ball comes into the box. It's hooked back. Forestieri is the intended target, but Fulham managed to deal with it well. So no side promoted out from the National League into League 2 since promotion became a thing in England's 5th tier in about 1986, I think it was, has ever been relegated the following season out of League 2. So that's my opinion. I don't think there's a massive difference between the bottom half of League 2 and the top half of the National League.
Yeah, I mean, I think all you need to look at is the incredible promotion battle between York and Rochdale last year.
Brilliant.
And I thought it was an incredible touch that before that final game, they both petitioned for 3 to go up because they showed the level and the level of competitiveness of the National League, because like you said, no teams have been promoted and then come down for the following year. I think within both sets of statements, they almost referred to the National League as League 3. That's what it's becoming now. Everybody in the National League maybe I think Bar Tamworth are full time. I think they're the only anomaly.
Part time as well, but there's not many. You're right.
So it's a lot closer now to that League Two level, and obviously with like financial regulation and whatnot, or lower financial regulation, you see players a lot, bigger profile players playing in those clubs as well. That you'd be thinking, you could probably play League One, if not maybe even Championship. So yeah, it's definitely a very highly competitive league.
You see a lot of clubs forming a link as well, don't you? As I keep referring to West Ham, but I know them very well, the under-21s, and they took a couple of players from... Boreham Wood took a couple of West Ham under-21 players last season as well, just to gain a bit of men's senior experience football at the 5th tier, which is still very good as well. That was Trialist A hooking the ball back. They had a question about substitutes for Fulham. I think I saw Seth Chingwara, the number 14, come on there. He is. So yes, there has been at least one change. Not a huge amount of players on the bench. Trialist B will be 15. Michael Allen is the goalkeeper, number 13, and Terrell Carvel will be number 16. I don't think they're on the pitch as of yet. De Miller 66 says hopefully Josh Emmanuel shows what he is capable of. Yes, he has come on in this second half for the PFA. Dan Casey with the ball now for Fulham. It's been hooked in. It's going to be a corner for the Cottagers over on the far side. Just a note on Josh Emmanuel, played the other day as well. 28-year-old most recently at Chelmsford, one of your former clubs, Salim. There also played for Bolton, Grimsby, Halifax, Doncaster, Ipswich, and had his youth at West Ham United.
It's another fast start, isn't it?
It's great.
Another fast start.
I'm going to say it now. There's no way this is going to finish 0-0.
Well, I'm not going to just agree with you because I feel like you jinxed the first half, so I'm going to keep quiet and hopefully we'll see we'll see some goals in this half.
Well, it might be about to change because Fulham have a corner. It's a good delivery into the box. It's down. It's the number 4 getting his shot away into the side netting. That was Logan Cook. Couldn't quite get it. It was a tight angle, wasn't it? Anyway, and a very awkward way to have to move his body to get the shot away. But Logan Cook, he played every minute of every game for the Fulham under-18s last season, the number 4 for Fulham today. Here come the PFA once again. Changes at the break. This is Shadipo on the ball. Tugged. Here is Forestieri. Leaves it for the number 21, which is Josh Emmanuel. And now Forestieri takes it, gives it to Emmanuel now. Aidan Evans just bumping into him, the number 7 for Fulham. Back it goes to Boyce Clark, who almost got caught on the ball. Here's a big opportunity. It's Lupalo by, blazes it high and over. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Was under a bit of pressure, but a big opportunity for Fulham comes to nothing.
Yeah, he'll definitely be a little bit disappointed with that, not to at least make the keeper work a little bit, but I think it was well recovered in the end by the PFA, sorry.
Yeah, it was. Boyce Clark looks like he's going to be playing the entire game. As I said, he has been capped by Jamaica, made 25 appearances for Aldershot Town last season. Came through the Reading ranks, so would have had a bit of Category 1 academy experience there, as we've been talking about, Salim.
Yeah. I think something's just come to mind, actually. I think, obviously, when we were talking about the schedule earlier, you're seeing a handful of PFA players in this game today, but there's also going to be a cohort of players that will be training at Champneys as well, that aren't involved, and that's because obviously we're talking about this is week 5 now, or week 6 of the pre-season.
Yeah, into week 5. Yeah,
players need. There's no point giving everybody 45 minutes or 30 minutes anymore. Players need to start getting towards 60, 75 minutes. So to get the most out of it for everyone, it's better for them to divide the group and to have a smaller cohort of players coming to play this fixture today, and then the remainder training, and then perhaps those players going to Coventry on Tuesday, and then these players training on Tuesday. So again, it's something that's been really well thought through by the PFA.
Yeah, it's a great point to make, and that was Mikel Obeng-John getting the shot away there for Fulham, just dragging it wide, but the chances keep on coming for the Cottagers. It was picked up very well by Dan Casey, fed it through over onto this left-hand side. There is Obeng-John calling for it, receives it as well. He's under a lot of pressure there from Okadin, who just does enough to put Obeng-John off the ball, and out it goes wide. I think it was 48 players started week 5 for the PFA training camp, We did see 22 in total play against West Brom on Tuesday night in that 3-1 defeat. And I think we've got, 16 or so here today as well. So a good number. Not quite everybody, but some players, of course, they go out on trial, don't they, with clubs as well. As we've mentioned, we've had one go out to Cambridge United, and with the vast array of pre-season friendlies at the minute, 48 start, but it's not like that every single day. All it takes is a club to call them up and say, look, we want you to come play our pre-season friendly under a trialist name. And we saw it with Courtney Baker-Richards the other day as well. He's now just joined Tranmere Rovers. Harrison Mayle, a big success story. He's just, of course, won promotion with York City last season. He's also just joined Tranmere Rovers. A lot of success stories already. Shamel George, he's recently just joined Bromley. He was part of week 1. And Sam Waller has just joined Rochdale as well. So the offers and the movements are coming in. It is a great way to showcase your skills if you are part of this PFA. If you are unfamiliar with it, we've got people tuning in and out all the time. The initiative by the PFA, this pre-season was launched ahead of the 2022-23 season, gives out to contract players a residential training base for fitness, strength and conditioning, mental well-being support, as well as competitive matches as we are seeing today. New for 2026 is the WSL and WSL 2 out of contract training sessions as well.
I think you just touched upon something there that's really important. The PFA always face this challenge of players departing, at the dying hour, which is obviously really positive because that's what they want. Ideally, they don't even want to have to do this camp, but the reality is, players need the support, and it's excellent that they're providing it. But they might have put out a squad list last night and thought these are the players that we're taking, and then the morning comes and one or two players get a message from a gaffer at a club, and then they have to depart. So it's constantly a shuffling act of how can we optimise this service for everyone, and whilst also protecting the quality of the provision as well, because you don't want the quality to be poor, because ultimately then the players won't come.
We've had a good question actually from Zach. Do the PFA earn an agent fee or commission on any deals? I assume they don't. I don't know the answer, but I assume they don't, because in order to qualify for the PFA training camp, you do have to be a member of the PFA, don't you? And I assume that comes with a membership fee.
Yeah, so I'll just touch upon that. The PFA is actually the Professional Footballers Association, so it's a union. So if you think about a workers' union, but it's a workers' union for footballers.
It's actually the world's oldest professional sports trade union, founded in 1907. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. So they operate in the interest of the players. So, through funding from the FA, Sport England, that's how they are, and also football clubs collectively, that's how they are able to finance, these kind of resources for the players. So they don't actually, or to the best of my knowledge anyway, unless it's changed, they don't actually earn any commission through the transfer of any of the players. And you've got to remember, all of these players are free agents as well, right? The PFA isn't a team as such, so there's no contract to play for the PFA. It's just you're part of the union, as a byproduct of being part of a professional setup, and you have access to this and a lot more support as well, like the rehab camp, and should you need it, it's available to you, and you can make the most of it.
It's such a great thing that PFA do as well, this, isn't it? It takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of collaboration from clubs as well. So we must say a big thank you to Fulham for taking the friendly. We must say thank you to the French Players Union for coming over as well, over to Leicester City's training ground. Big thank you to Barnet, to Hensford, to Tranmere, to West Brom, to Coventry City, of course, to QPR, as Fulham looking to break over on this left side. And we actually have got scheduled as well on Tuesday, the 11th of August, 2 friendlies, one against Luton, one against Port Vale. The one at Port Vale, I think, is locked in at 12 o'clock. I think the one against Luton is to be confirmed, because in a perfect world, PFA won't have any players left.
Yeah, in a perfect world, but obviously things take time. Typically as well, what happens is you get towards the end of pre-season and managers are like, they've got their 11 or they've got their squad, they know what they have in the building. And then what happens realistically is clubs get 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the season, X or Y players go down injured, or managers look at their squad and go, this isn't going to be enough. We could be in trouble here. And then they have to start searching for who's available again. So it's a constant juggling act of, am I happy with what I've got in the building, and do I need to add to it? And that's why having this camp extended into, you know, the early parts of the season is particularly great for the players.
So are we expecting... We've just seen a flurry of signings for the PFA this week. As I said, 3 players at least this week have been signed up to clubs from this PFA training camp. Fulham looking to break into the box. But this game has really opened up, by the way. I haven't commented on it too much over the last few minutes or so, but it's really started to open up. Exactly, you said it off camera at half-time. You said, I'm really expecting things to get lively around about 60th minute as it comes in. It's the number 20, it's Shodipo, trying to weave and create a little bit of magic, wins to PFA a corner over on this left-hand side. So are we expecting there to be a bit of a lull for signings, maybe in another week or so, just as the season... Because for League 1, League 2 clubs, for National League clubs, the season starts actually tomorrow in the first round of the League Cup for a lot of them. The competitive action starts pretty much straight away, and then from the next week, then the week after that, I know Borehamwood's first home game against Tamworth is a week tomorrow. So are we expecting maybe things to settle down for the next week whilst clubs now, right, we've got players, let's just see where we are. And then after, oh, what a goal that is. And is that Connor Wickham doing what Connor Wickham does best? Wow, wow, wow. The former Sunderland man on the score sheet. He scored from the halfway line against Manchester United a year ago. He's just returned from Dubai City. And he scores an absolute cracker just inside the Fulham box. Finds the back of the net. And I said it wasn't going to stay 0-0, and it certainly is. And it's straight from the corner as well. Connor Wickham on the score sheet for the PFA. Salim.
Yeah, an excellent finish, really well taken. Just found that far top corner. Perhaps a little bit of naivety from the Fulham defenders to not get out to him earlier. I think them conceding the corner and the break, you know, the duration that it took to take the corner made them switch off a little bit. But Connor Wickham showing his experience, showing his know-how, and also showing his quality as well.
Well, he knows exactly where the back of the net is. Still only 33, of course. The former Ipswich, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, Cardiff, Forest Green Rovers, Charlton, MK Dons, and most recently Dubai City. He knows where the back of the net is. He's still got a lot to offer, isn't he, Salim? Yeah,
definitely. I think he's just obviously just shown you. So, you know, people will be watching this game. They'll know who he is. Of course, he's had a very, very good career, and by the looks of it, he's looking to continue it. So I guess for him, it's probably waiting on the deal that most suits him, if anything's been presented on the table, and also staying fit, of course.
Just after the hour mark as well. Do you know what? I got so excited I've completely forgotten what we were talking about before then as well. As the Fulham look to bounce straight back. Just a note, actually, about 5 minutes before that, Aidan Evans for Fulham, the number 7. He was running through, he was just outside the D, and he just tried to feed the ball through to Trialist A, wearing the number 9. For Fulham, and I just thought the better option might have been to have had a go himself, but very unselfish play from Aidan Evans for Fulham here.
We're talking about the lull because of, you know, the season starting.
Yes, Salim, we were. Yes, that was my question. We've seen a flurry of signings. Now teams are starting to get into competitive action really from tomorrow. Are we expecting maybe that the managers, if you're a manager, you've got your squad, you just see what you've got going into a competitive game or two, and then maybe start looking at some more signings again, certainly if injuries pop up?
Yeah, I think that's the case. I think that there might be a bit of a quiet period, especially into that kind of week 1 and week 2 of the proper season where league game starts. Players will obviously be looking to start fast and to be intense, but also to not get themselves injured early in the season. So there is a period, and when I was on the camp, there was a period of 2 weeks or 3 weeks where you kind of saw the same faces. But again, like once managers start to get results, they realise that what we've got in the building perhaps isn't going to be enough this season. You start to see players depart again, and opportunities then arise.
Yes, lovely ball over from the left there from Shodipo. Caught everybody out actually, and Fulham just put it out of play for a corner. I do wonder where this PFA squad that we're seeing here today, forget about the other ones because we're just commenting on what's right in front of us. I wonder if they were to compete You know what I'm going with this.
This is the debate that we had on camp every day.
Where would they be? Where do you think they would be? I mean, this is Fulham under 21s, of course. They've had victories against Barnet. That was Barnet's first team as well, by the way. 3-1 victory very early on in pre-season. So very difficult to judge, isn't it? Pre-season games. You can't certainly say they would then go and beat Barnet in League Two, who I know Dean Brennan quite well. I think they're expecting to have a good go in League Two this season.
But you look at the calibre of players that they've got in whatever 11 they field, right? There's a number of players that could easily step into League Two and probably will step into League Two or League One. So we always said that on camp, we felt like we could have competed and done well in League Two with what we had in the building. I mean, Dwight Gale, Carl Jenkinson, Liam Moore, Aidan O'Brien, a number of players that have obviously had very, very good careers. It was always a kind of bit of a running joke that we said to the PFA staff, look, just enter us into League Two.
It would be purely hypothetical, but it would be great to see, wouldn't it? More comments coming in as well. Great to see you all in that live chat. We can see your comments as well over on the PFA YouTube channel. Please hit that like button and subscribe button if you haven't already. More PFA pre-season friendly. If you enjoyed this one, more coming up on Tuesday against Coventry City under 21s. Certainly well worth looking at that. Woody says, Ryan Drake says, surprised Sam Morsey hasn't been signed yet. Yeah, you're right. He was playing in the Premier League. 33 appearances in the Premier League for Ipswich recently as well. That was the 23-24 season, I believe, wasn't it? Gained over 150 league appearances for the Tractor Boys, Sam Morsey. Ryan Drake says, people forget how much quality these experienced players can bring to EFL sides. They're often the difference makers. You're absolutely correct. I tell you what, your side, Salim, Chelsea, prime example of buying experienced players. Danny Welbeck, of course, and Jordan Henderson. And Chelsea, the squad will be better for it, won't they? Yeah,
definitely players that have been there before. I think last year we probably suffered a little bit from having a lot of young players that had a lot to prove, and undoubtedly they've got the ability. We can see it, we can see the potential, but perhaps when they aren't delivering, you need those senior figures to be able to help you get the most out of yourself consistently. Very much looking forward to seeing what happens this season.
And that was Marcus Gomez there, the number 2 for Fulham. Here's the number 15. This is trialist B, by the way, come onto the pitch. That goes back to Chingwaro, who came on at half-time as well for the Cottagers. Again, here is Marcus Gomez. He's a Latvia under-17 international, the number 2 for Fulham. Seen well out there by Sam Hart, who's played the entire game so far, 29-year-old, most recently at Port Vale. Had a stint at Falkirk as well. Also played for Oldham, Sutton and Southend United. What have we got? 66. Another change coming up here. And this is John Marquis. I thought he was... Yeah, he hasn't played at all yet, has he? So in comes John Marquis, the number 10 for the PFA. He did play in the first half. Yeah, he's coming back on. It's Fernando Forestieri who has gone off. So 34-year-old striker, John Marquis, scored twice against Barnet, once against Hensford. Got 61 in 134 for Doncaster Rovers. That's a pretty good return, isn't it? And 28 in 93 for Portsmouth. Mr. Life says, is this at Fulham's training ground? Yes, it is. We are here at Motspur Park. Tom Good says, what's the odds on a Morsey yellow card? Now, can I just say, we haven't had one yellow card in these pre-season friendlies yet. That's the spirit that it's been played in. Of course, nobody wants to get injured today, especially with a potential deal on the table and a whole new season starting up. But here is Aaron Lipoli-Bai over on the left side for Fulham. He's looked bright. Scored 2 against Gil Vicente recently. The shot comes in. It's spilled by Boyce Clark, and it's into the back of the net. And Fulham level things up. All the hard work there done by Aaron Lipoli-Bai.
Yeah, so it's a disappointing one. Obviously, the keeper will know that he has to do better there, but I think somewhat it's deserved that Fulham have been rewarded because they showed good flashes in the first half.
Both sides have had chances, haven't they? On the balance of play, it was Dan Casey, I think, with it. Yeah, it looks like it was. So the number 10, Dan Casey, on the score sheet for Fulham under-21s. The former Arsenal Academy player nets for Fulham here to make it 1-1. Zach says Connor Wickham scored from 45 yards last season against United under 21s. If that doesn't earn yourself a contract, what does? Yes, I was on commentary for that game as well. Shea Lacey scored for Manchester United as well in that game. He's a very talented player, part of the Manchester United Academy. Remember that name. In fact, he made a few appearances for the Man United senior squad last season as well. Connor Wickham has been at Dubai City in the 25-26 season. Come back. Wants to get back, I think most likely with a British club, it looks like. Good tussle going on. This is Tyrell Carvel's come on for Fulham as well, wearing the number 16, 17-year-old winger, part of the under-18s, looking to get in some experience in Premier League 2, no doubt, this season. Right, we are moving into we're into the 70th minute now. 1-1 here, probably a fair score on the balance of play. And I think it's time for our next quiz question, because it's an absolute cracker, and it's one that I think is giving you nightmares. Salim, here is the PFA. Let's try and draw themselves back into the front. It was the number 22 of Sekou Jenner, 26-year-old, most recently at Truro. Also played for the likes of Bristol City, Cambridge United, of course, and Al Jazeera. So here's our next quiz question, everybody. This is an absolute cracker, and it's really going to get you thinking. There's Connor Wickham back in, just chips one. Goalkeeper makes the save. I'm not sure if Fulham changed their keeper. Michael Allen was on the bench. If he is Michael Allen between the sticks for Fulham, he's a 20-year-old. Had a loan spell at Leatherhead in 2023-24 season when they were in step 4. The shot comes in, it's blazed over. Be frustrated with that. And another opportunity goes.
Yeah, they have been wasteful, a bit wasteful in those areas. Saw one earlier where the keeper made a mistake passing the ball out, and they didn't really capitalise on it or make him work at all.
Spixie says, good luck to Hayden Mullins. Just left Fulham under 21s for Newport County. Great work as head coach for Fulham. He did a great job, didn't he? Guided him to 4th place in Premier League 2 last season. Is it Boyce Clark getting caught on the ball? Perhaps just a little bit of miscommunication at the back there.
Yeah, not too sure what happened there. Perhaps slightly short back pass to him. Pass that he didn't really want.
No. It's Bradley Slade who's going to head over to take this first signed pro in 2024 with Fulham. We will get to that quiz question. I promise everybody we will. But we're going to run out of time soon, aren't we? It's a cracker as well, I promise you. So corner for Fulham. Let's just get through this first. There you were. Connor Wickham goal. Put PFA 1-0 up. Dan Casey levelling things up. 1-1 here at Motspur Park. And it is going to be Boyce Clark to grab the ball for the PFA. Right, here we go. So I have gone through the map of the M25. And I want to know, there are 19 clubs, or I make there be 19 clubs. If I'm wrong, feel free. This is my get out clause, by the way. This is my get out clause. So 19 clubs in England's top 5 tiers have their home stadium inside the M25. So the Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2 and National League. There are 19 clubs with their home stadium inside the M25. Who are they? Start lighting up that live chat. Some obvious ones, there's some tricky ones. We want to know from you in that live chat. We'll start reading them out as they come in. 1-1 here between Fulham under 21s and the PFA. It's the 6th pre-season friendly so far for the PFA. They've had a victory over the French Players Union, a victory over Barnet, a draw against Hensford and defeats against Tranmere and West Bromwich Albion. Zach says, I'm out. Geography's not my thing. Fair enough, Zach. You'll kick yourself when you start hearing them as they come in. And the comments, we can see them. We're live on the PFA YouTube channel, also live on the PFA X account as well. I did say it wasn't going to stay 0-0. You haven't given me any credit for that whatsoever, Salim.
Yeah, your prediction was right. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to join you in jinxing it. So, yeah.
I just want some praise. That's all I want. The ball back by Sam.
Okay,
Hart.
Who's going to score the next goal then?
Oh goodness me! No. I'm on the fence.
A player.
A player. or will it finish 1-1? It's been 2 victories, 2 defeats and a draw from the 5 games for the PFA so far. Mr. Life says, is the French Players Union like the PFA, but for French-based players? Exactly, Mr. Life. It is exactly that. You couldn't have said it any better. All right, here comes trialist A now for Fulham. He has looked, he's working his way into a deal here in the Fulham Academy, isn't he, trialist A?
Certainly is. He's done well to stay on his feet there.
He has Lupalo Bai is a very bright player as well for Fulham. Wearing the number 11 here is Seth Chingwaro. Came on at half-time. This is Tyrell Cavell, also a second-half substitute for Fulham. Josh Emmanuel just trying to get the ball forward. Strong tackle by Cavell there, but throw for the PFA.
Good defensive work to win the throw.
Yeah, he did well, didn't he? They've looked very... both sides have been full of energy, haven't they, here?
Yeah. You certainly wouldn't know that it's hot out there.
I know, and hot indeed it is. Nobody's guessed any of my football clubs yet inside the M25 in that live chat. Do keep them come. Well, they'll start getting them in. There's some pretty obvious ones. Well, let's start Chelsea. There you go. There's one. Chelsea. Your lot, Chelsea.
I think some of the viewers have gone for a drive.
They're getting the maps out, getting the old A to Z out. You won't know what A to Z Atlas is, will you? You're too young.
I do know. I've never used one, but I do know what it is. Yeah.
Ryan Drake says, does Watford count? Yeah, Watford's Vicarage Road is inside the M25. But it is. Luton is outside. Cobbler-Wazza says Barnet. Barnet is correct. Yes, Barnet, I know very well. Done a lot of commentary work for Barnet Football Club. I was there the day they got promoted out of the National League as well. Cracking atmosphere it was at the Hive.
Was it full then?
It was full that day, yeah. Why'd you say that?
No, no reason. No reason.
Barnet is correct. Watford is correct, and Chelsea. That's 3 so far. Darren says AFC Wimbledon, absolutely correct. Yes, Arsenal. Zach, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Palace. See, Zach, you do know your geography. That's all correct.
I just remember an incredible interview by Dean Brennan. I think it was earlier in that season where he was just, calling on more support from the fans to turn up, I think, for a midweek fixture when the team were going through a bit of a tough period. Yeah,
they had a fantastic season. I probably did at least 15 of their home games that season. And that was the only thing. The Hive is a brilliant stadium. I think it's about 8,500 to 9,000. Really, really good stadium. But they were averaging probably... The shot comes in. It's just gone wide. I was all expecting the ripple to net there. And it's just plays. I think that is Taylor Richards, who's come on in this second half, wearing the number 19, 25-year-old, most recently at Crawley. Started his career at Brighton. Was at QPR as well. Had loans at Doncaster, Birmingham and Cambridge United. There's a theme here.
There's some lovely link-up play there just between John Marquis and Clark.
More of our quiz questions coming in. Enzo says Bromley. That's Bromley's correct. Yeah, that's a really good shout. Bromley, Justin. Sutton is correct. Charlton, Millwall, Leyton Orient. Oh, they're flying in now, aren't they? Yes, they are. Brilliant stuff. Mr. Life, I was wrong about Luton. Yeah, Luton a little bit further north. I could see why you would get that, though. So into the 78th minute here, just over 12 to go. 1-1. Is there going to be a winner in this, do you think?
It'd definitely be nice to see one. I think it's been a good outing for both. It's been a game that's been played fairly, but also competitively. And I think that's been the beauty of them introducing these fixtures as opposed to just sticking with the internal, games on a Thursday where we're playing against the same people that we've been training with all week.
Oh, lovely touch by Connor Wickham. And he set Shadipo on his way. Oh, that is a beautiful finish set up by Connor Wickham. And it's Olamide Shadipo still with plenty of work to do. Runs through, tucks it past. I think it's Underwood in goal. And the PFA retake the lead, courtesy of Olamide Shadipo.
Connor Wickham there again, just showing his class with the hold-up play and the awareness to find Shodipo on the run, and then he finds himself in acres of space and a lovely, calm, composed finish just below Underwood.
Yeah, actually, I must say, it is Michael Allen between the sticks now for Fulham. I just saw the number on the back of the shirt. So Michael Allen on for Fulham in this second half. But it is the PFA who retake the lead here. Now, James Norton says, who's the big number 4? Dan Burn lookalike for Fulham. It's Logan Cook. And he's up from the under-18s. But he's having a very good pre-season as well. Let me just double check, because I'm pretty certain he scored. He did. He scored in the 2-2 draw against Luton under-21s for Fulham just about a week or so ago. So Logan Cook is looking to become a firm fixture in Premier League 2 this season for Fulham under-21s. Maybe get some games in the Premier League International Cup, the National League Cup and the EFL Trophy as well. Well. Now, from a psychological point of view, I'm going to ask you this, Salim. You're well placed to answer this. The result doesn't really matter at the end of the day, does it? But if the PFA, if they can hold on to this, it'll be a third win out of 5 games. Out of 6 games, plus a draw. Do you think that means something? If you're a scout, for example, do you think it means something if the PFA are getting positive results? Oh, it's just placed over the bar.
Sorry, I was engrossed by the action there.
No, rightly so as well. Rightly so.
Yeah, I think so. I think it definitely does hold value from a player's perspective. You want to be part of winning sides, right? You don't want to have a loser's mentality. You don't want to be part of losing sides, really. But if you think about scouts that don't necessarily watch the games, the first thing they're going to ask is, all right, what was the result? And then if you say that you won immediately, their outlook is more positive. And then they're wondering who did well, who contributed to the positive result. You know, if you say that you've lost, or the PFA haven't won any games in pre-season, then it immediately just looks like it's a group of struggling players rather than players that are of high value, that could really contribute to your team, that could really add incredible value and be an incredible asset to your football club. That is obviously supported by the number of victories that they have and just the whole positive narrative around the team.
I've said it a few times, but it really is so exciting to see this, and a great opportunity for clubs. Just got caught out ever so slightly. More questions coming in as well. It looks like Boreham Wood in the National League. Yeah, they are in it. They got to the National League playoffs as well. Got to the final, didn't they? Losing out to Rochdale. So Boreham Wood is one. We've got some questions about UEFA and FIFA, which I think we'll leave that for another day, if you don't mind, guys. You can talk about that amongst yourselves, but we'll just concentrate on this today. Here's try list B now for Fulham. And here is Archie Taylor. He's looked bright as well. It's trying to find the back post there. It's going to run out of play. We've got 8 to go here. It's Fulham under-21s 1, PFA 2. To quickly run you through the second half lineup for you. Just a quick reminder, it's Kinnear, Boyce Clark in goal for the PFA. Tano Watson, Jubril Okadina, Josh Emmanuel, Sam Hart, Sam Morsey, Taylor Richards. Fernando Forestieri was on, but he's gone off and Marquis has replaced him. 22 is Sekou Jenner. 20 is Olamido Shodipo, goal scorer. And number 9, Connor Wickham, also a goal scorer as well. So Connor Wickham with a goal and assist in this game. Surely he's got to be catching the eye, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely catching the eye. And as if his pedigree doesn't already go before him, he's definitely had a great impact on this game since coming off the bench.
Is that Marquis down on the ground at the minute? Just waiting to... Hopefully he can get back up from the challenge. Right, Oscar Rowland wants to know who's been your man of the match so far, Salim. It can be... I'll tell you what, let's do 2. Let's do 1 for Fulham, 1 for the PFA.
I think start with Fulham. You're probably going to guess who I'm going to say. I really like the look of
I know.
Yeah, really like the look of Trilist Day, both in the first half and in the second half. Probably a little bit biased because I'm a striker myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's had a positive game. I think, I can't remember what his name is. Is it Mikel Obeng-John?
Yes, 16-year-old.
Yeah, he's been really, really impressive. He's been everywhere, like you said, box to box. got himself in real threatening attacking positions, which has been, impressive to see. And he's only just, 16 years old as well, which is incredible. So he's got a really exciting career, hopefully, ahead of him. Those would probably be my standout performers from the Fulham side.
Okay, you can have 3. Give us 3 for the PFA. It's been a good performance from the PFA, haven't they? If they hold on, it's going to be a 3rd win of this pre-season campaign. Not that we want to make too much note about the result, but a win is still a win if they can hold on. Give us 3 who you've looked at and thought, oh yeah, I like them.
I guess Connor Wickham goes without saying, right? He's had an incredible impact since coming onto the pitch. Scott Malone, I thought in the first half looked really solid at left back. Thought he was quite impressive. It's difficult because there's been quite a few
you give us a few more. I got to say, for me, I'll give 2 as well. I thought certainly in the first half, Sam Morsey and Carl Vassell. Yeah. Carl Vassell was a real handful. He's a forward himself, isn't he? But was playing more on the left.
Yeah,
and was causing all sorts of problems there. Second half, Shadipo has looked dangerous, hasn't he, since coming on? Obvious choice because he scored the goal, but he still had a lot to do when Connor Wickham fed him through.
And I've been really impressed with him out of possession as well. I think he's done both sides of the game really well, which is something that's very easy to just get away with in these types of fixtures where it doesn't mean anything. Well, I say it doesn't mean anything in terms of immediate importance of points on the board or, and careers. It doesn't really have that much significance compared to where these players are coming from. But it just shows you the level of application, the mentality. Similarly with Sam Morsey, you're talking about a player that's played, 30-odd games in the Premier League, and now he finds himself back playing against, some youngsters from Fulham. It can be quite difficult to apply yourself with the same intensity and the same professionalism, but he's shown that's no issue for him today. So I think you've got to give plaudits to him for that. I'd say Sam Morsey, Carl Vassell, as you mentioned, Connor Wickham, and so I've just lost his name here. The left back that I mentioned.
Oh, for
Scott Malone.
That's it, Scott Malone.
Yes.
Yep. Here we go. We've only got 4 minutes to go. Can the PFA hold on for what would be a 3rd victory in this pre-season? Like I said, a positive result can only help, can't it? It does show that you can be a good team player, doesn't it? So I imagine that's a big part of it. Mr. Life says, do we not know the name of Trialist Day for Fulham? Unfortunately not. No, if we did know, we would tell you. We do promise that, but we're not privy to that information, unfortunately. But do make sure you follow Fulham Academy on social media, because if you find out in the next 24 hours that there's been a brand new signing for the Academy and it looks very similar to Trialist Day, then that's your answer. Right, I think it's a throw here for the PFA. Let me just run you through some of the quiz question answers, showing 19 sides from England's top 5 tiers have their home stadium inside the M25. Who are they? Premier League teams: Arsenal, of course, Brentford, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Tottenham. In the Championship, you've got Charlton, Millwall, QPR, West Ham, Watford. Then we've got AFC Wimbledon, Bromley, Leyton Orient, Barnet, Boreham Wood, Sutton United, Wealdstone, and one more that nobody has said so far. I think just been promoted into the National League as well. I really hope I've got this right.
Worthing.
No, Worthing, yeah.
Worthing,
Coast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, sorry.
I don't think you'll get it. Hornchurch. I think pretty certain. Let me just double check that, because I'm pretty certain they've just been promoted. As PFA worked their way into the box now, could they make it 3? Oh, the shot comes in. It's Josh Emmanuel doing all the hard work there and wins the PFA a corner. He gets a bit of a handshake there from Sam Morsey. Spigsy says, really enjoying the commentary to you both. First time I've listened to this broadcast. Thank you, Spigsy. It's great to have you along. Well, don't forget you can join us again this Tuesday coming up. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. Coventry City under-21s against the PFA. The pre-season campaign continues. It is designed to give out-of-contract players a residential training base for fitness, strength and conditioning, mental wellbeing support, as well as competitive matches such as this contest today, as the players seek a deal for the new season. Or is there a late twist in the tail? Can Fulham, for the second time, get themselves back level, or will the PFA manage to hold on to this one? Thank you to all of you for watching as well. We really do appreciate it. Woody says it's Marvin Johnson there. He's not here today. He's not part of this particular squad. He did play, though. He had a very good game, actually, against West Brom under-21s on Tuesday, but he's not in this squad. Like I said, with 48 players in total joining the PFA for week 5, not everybody is going to play every single game. It is very different squads most of the time. Here can Fulham working their way into the box. Is this the opportunity they've been waiting for? It's headed away by Josh Emmanuel, I believe. It's Marquis trying to flick it on. It does really well there. Linking up. Mr. Life says, best commentators I've heard for a while. It's a nice change that as this is on YouTube, you can talk to us and it can be more interactive. That's kind of what I try and bring into all commentary whenever possible. I really like the interaction.
Yeah,
it's the people's game, football, isn't it?
Exactly.
So we should get everybody involved.
And as much as we're showing our opinions on what we're seeing, it's nice to be able to know the opinions of those that are watching from wherever.
Do you know what? One thing you learn doing this, Salim, certainly as it's Emmanuel working his way into the box. A shot comes in. It's blocked. I think it was off the back of Chingwaro there. Now Fulham might have an opportunity to counter-attack, but have had the ball nipped away quickly. Here is the goal scorer, Shadipo, on this left side. It's been really, really impressive since coming on in this second half. And there we go. It looks like that is that. And the PFA do hold on for their 3rd win of the campaign. They have emerged victorious courtesy of second half goals from Connor Wickham and Olamide Shadipo. Dan Casey on the score sheet for Fulham under 21s. And Salim, have you enjoyed that? Have you enjoyed it? It's been great having you along here. Your first full commentary with me here for the PFA pre-season.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Thank you to the PFA for having me. It's been nice to be able to, share some insight and also watch a good game of football as well, with a lot of exciting talent on the pitch. There's a lot of players with bright futures in the Fulham side, and a lot of players that are going to add some real value to some very fortunate squads come the next couple of weeks from the PFA side. So, no, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here, and I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Well, Salim Akambi, what a treat it has been. I really hope you're back again, by the way, because I've really enjoyed this. I really have. Big thank you to all of you for tuning in as well, whether you've been watching on the PFA YouTube channel or over on the X account, Twitter in Old Money. We really do appreciate your support. Don't forget, though, more games coming up this Tuesday, 1 o'clock kickoff against Coventry City under 21. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button, or follow if you're watching on the PFA at Twitter. He's been Salim Akambi. I've been Ian Waterhouse here at Motspur Park in match 6 of the PFA pre-season. It has finished Fulham under 21s 1, PFA 2. We'll be back on Tuesday. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks.
kid. You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after or what came before. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep breath, and jump. And you might think, what if I fall? Well, what if you don't? What if you fly?